the Rabbitohs were raging favourites. They'd won the pre-season comp and the last two premierships and boasted a lineup including Sattler, Walters, McCarthy, O'Neill and Coote. The Brannigan brothers, Dennis Pittard, Mike Cleary and Eric Sims made for a pretty handy backline as well. It was the opening round of the competition, but it could have been the last game of the year for Balmain's Olive Prattle. This tackle from John Sattler and Elwyn Walters could have found them in Phillip Street today. The Tigers remained calm though, and in South African-born goal-kicking winger Len Colleen, they had a potential match winner.
And a great kick. Alton looking for support. He's got it to Leo. Now out to Smithies. Colleen. Sims could be a little bit too fast here in the race to the ball, but it might beat them all out over the back. No! A try. A one-handed try by winger Colleen.
Balmain enjoyed a 9-2 half-time lead, but Souths began to look dangerous through the strong running of Mike Cleary out wide.
By Cleary. Brannigan.
And with Ron Coote feeding off Paul Sate.
Sate has Coote there. Coote going for the line. Beats Craven. And a bad pass out towards Walters.
Nevertheless, it was Balmain who scored next, with Souths caught short on the flanks and Hal Brown crossing for the clincher.
Has Brown inside. Can he take it? It's a try.
All too late, Elwyn Walters dived over from dummy half, but Balmain held on for a 16-7 win and showed they had what was needed for the grand final 6 months later, when they again beat Souths 11-2 to deny the Rabbitohs a third consecutive premiership. 13 years later, on the 27th of March, Balmain were hosting Souths at Leichhardt Oval. Captained by Mitch Brennan and coached by Billy Anderson, Souths had made a sensational start to the season and were tipped to run over the Tigers. Current Norths coach Steve Martin was the Balmain half, Neil Whittaker was the skipper and Frank Stanton the coach. You could win big money at trivia nights a decade ago if you could spell Niscott. Ziggy was the gun winger in early '82, in defence and attack.
And Ziggy's got a good bounce. Ziggy Niscott just about carrying Wayne Innes upfield. Steve Walsh, caught by Martin. South turning defence into attack. Tremendous football. Well done, Ziggy Niscott.
Balmain kicked an early penalty, but Souths looked more likely to cross the line and did so twice in a couple of minutes late in the first half.
Now Ross running over to link up with Niscott. And Walsh. Walsh has got Rampling. This is a good opportunity. Steve Walsh overhead pass. Ziggy Niscott is in the corner. Oh, my word, he was lucky to put that down. It's a try, but only just. Murray making the brace with Simpkins and Patterson and Niscott. Try number 2 coming up for Ziggy Niscott. He's got winger John Davidson to beat as he brings it around. 2 tries in the space of a minute and a half to Ziggy Niscott. South have got a lead of 8 points to 2.
Just before half-time, though, Balmain struck back, with Gary Bridge cleaning up the messy aftermath of a bomb.
Comes anybody's ball in goal. It's a try. Gary Bridge has scored.
The Tigers trailed 8-7 at the break and shortly afterwards brought on Olsen Filipina.
Now would be the time to do it. Martin, Filipina, stepping out and tackles. He's enjoying his match. Very hard man to bring down.
Olsen's awesome physical presence was to have quite an impact on the game and on the hapless Mitch Brennan.
Mitch Brennan barrels. Here's a chance. Wayne Wigham. What a superb tackle.
The tackle swung the game, with Souths unable to reorganise quickly enough from attack to defence.
Can they make use of it? Trevor Ryan. Got it to Martin. They've still got a chance. Martin carrying it out, and in goes Davidson to score.
And 12-8 was how it finished, with Balmain winning all 3 grades that day.
And a few fellows who we now see coaching, Graham Murray and Steve Martin out there on the field. And what about those tackles from